We're northern New South Wales, just off the Gwyder River at Gravesend. We've got 2,200 acres. We now have a sheep stud. Dorpers are not sheep, they're basically little cattle. In 21 years we've done 10,000 lambs. We're not a big production-based enterprise, but we're very profitable. This country here was farmed a lot in the early days. This landscape has been degraded quite severely, and it wasn't anybody's fault in the time. When we first bought it, it was just bare, scalded, covered in galvanised burr and thistles, but that was all we could afford. We looked into how we could go about farming, and that's when I saw a field day which was Colin Syce, pasture cropping, and Judy Earle on soil. And we went to that and just came away just enlightened. The original project that we did was converting our farms over to perennial pastures, and we got funding to convert a planter into a no-till planter, and then we got funding for some grass seeds and things. Grazing management was a very big part of it. So water and wire, basically more paddocks, moving stock, not set stocking anymore. Originally the saltbush was mainly planted for a drought subsidy in the grazing, but it wasn't as productive, and so we've looked at it as more of, we wanted an integral part of the farm to make it more productive. So we've now put 10 metres in between the saltbush rows, and we're planting multi-species in there just to increase the biodiversity. The multi-species has been around for a while. We started doing it and people thought it was pretty bizarre. How do you control your weeds in your multi-species because you can't spray it? I said, well, you don't spray it. Once you start multi-species, you change the soil and then the weeds don't become an issue. Soil health to us it's a really big thing in the sense, the basics is that it's going to give our soil resilience, which then gives our plants resilience, which gives our farm resilience for droughts. But in the bigger picture, there's health benefits for us as a family, for people that eat food off our farm. We know physically that we're far more resilient because of it. We're getting things like our animal health is going up, fertility rates are going up. Healthy soil is 4% organic carbon and above. We had 0.5, 0.7, which is very poor, and you can see it was that way. And we've now pulled it up to above 1. We've planted about 10,000 trees, and up to date about 150,000 saltbush seedlings. We've taken away the chemical input, and that puts everything back into balance. If the bees are there, that's pollination. If the spiders are there, they're keeping the pests at bay. One of the projects we've done just last year, we planted 3,500 trees that link one side of the farm to the other, which is a corridor. Getting involved in the community originally was based on learning, and that's why we sort of became part of Landcare. Now that we've actually done what we've done, we really enjoy sharing that knowledge. We started the Green Triangle group. What we do is every 3 months we have a cup of tea at someone's place. We'll just talk about what we're doing on our farm or somebody else is doing on their farm, and jump in the car, we go for a drive around, we dig dirt. We had an actual field day here about a month ago based on the Green Triangle group, and I think we had about 70 or 80 people came. And at that day we said, this is how you do it, start a Green Triangle. And so we're hoping that in that Green Triangle type grouping system, you just share that little bits of knowledge here, there and everywhere and pick up small things. I think Landcare evolving into the future is really important. People say, well, I'm not going to save the planet by doing my little 2,000 acres. We don't think that way. We think if we do our 2,000 acres and somebody comes along and picks up a little bit of something that makes them change, even to the slightest amount, that's better than not doing anything. We only have one crack at this. Enjoy what you do, so hopefully people that see this see that this is just an average farming family that came from farming background that have made changes.